The VFR1200F is going to be a project bike for Tin Roost Cycle Works, and if you'd like to be updated when we come out with new videos and when we replace all the fairings and any other upgrades we do and the ride reviews, one, subscribe down below, and two, hit that little bell icon and you'll be notified when I upload new videos for this bike. Thanks a lot. Peace. Why is it going to be a project bike, you ask? Well, one, I've always wanted to check out one of these bikes, give them a test ride, and really do a review on them because they've got a lot of a big following, and I just never ridden one, so I just don't understand why. I'm like, okay, is it a really great bike? Is it a sport bike? Is it a touring bike? What the heck? And then it has this kind of interesting look, and to me it's this monolithic, that's probably not the right word, but all the fairings kind of come into one. It's sort of like a two fairing look from the top piece down, and then this red kind of continues on with the bike. It just, maybe it's too smooth, I don't know, so we're going to modify that a bit. We're going to change that. I've got some fairings on special order. They're going to do a custom fairing set for me, and instead of being this red, sort of red burgundy and silver, it's going to be a white and silver, and it's going to sort of be that Repsol look. So they're doing that up for me. Hopefully that's going to look somewhat stock but somewhat custom, a little bit more flashy maybe, I don't know. I like white looking motorcycles. Hopefully it's going to work out well. Second reason I chose this bike to do it on, one, it's got a few more miles on it, so a little less expensive. If it doesn't look the way I think it's supposed to look, maybe a little bit less cost there. And then there was a little bit of damage to the bike, so let's take a look at that right now. So the mirrors, if you notice, don't quite match. There's a silver one and a black one, and they both have little scratches on them just like this. I think they're supposed to both be silver to start out with, and if you look right here, there's a touch-up mark here, and that's basically it for this side of the motorcycle. Not much damage there. This mirror has been replaced. It does have a little scratch right here, so I'm thinking maybe he hit a wall pulling in his garage or something, or just dropped it, because I think on this side you can see there's a big scratch that comes down the side of the fairing here, and then this got scratched here. So I'm thinking he probably dropped it in a dirt parking lot, and it scratched it up pretty badly, and he probably couldn't pick it up. So that's perfect. I can replace those. The rest of the bike, there's no damage. It didn't damage the foot pegs. It didn't damage the levers. It didn't damage the handlebars. It didn't damage really anything except for this side fairing piece here. And so all new fairings. It's kind of an expensive thing to do, but this one also came with a custom Corbin seat. Super cool. And it came with another interesting thing, which, I mean, wheels are in great shape. Exhaust is stock. I wanted a stock exhaust on it. They've got a really cool, if you look, there's a cable right down in here, and that's hot. A little cable right in here, and that is a exhaust valve. So when you get under hard acceleration, it actually opens up more exhaust. When you get off the throttle, it closes it up so it doesn't get that popping. That's a pretty high-tech feature there. We come around to this side. Shaft drive. This is the only bike I have ever ridden that the shaft drive feels just like a motorcycle with a chain. It blew me away, because it really feels like you're riding a bike with a chain. You get hard on the throttle, off the throttle, it doesn't upset the bike at all. It feels just like a bike with a chain. It's pretty amazing. I think there was a lot that had to go into this, so they say it's not the prettiest one they've made, but it actually works perfect. And then if I reach up in here, let's see if I can pull it down. So this little Z-Bomb, I think Z-Bomb, I think is what it's called. That connects to the shifting electronics in the shifting. So when you, it richens, so they've leaned out first and second gear on this bike, so that it doesn't have quite so much power in first and second gear. It's probably also an emissions thing. So this tricks the bike into changing the timing on the bike to be as if it were in third, fourth, fifth, sixth gear all the time. So when you're in first and second gear, it always says third on the indicator, but you have a whole lot more power in first and second gear. A pretty cool little feature, although riding around in first gear and it says third, that's a little weird. But the other option is you can go with a full programmer and reprogram the bike, but that's a pretty inexpensive way to do it. So that was added to the bike. The seat was added to the bike. It's got these pieces for your knees that are a little bit of a add some friction so that you can hold on and grip a bit better with your knees. And it has a tank pad. This is the VFR one, which is stock, and then all the way up to the top there. And we'll see if we leave that or if I want to replace that with a new piece. But I think they're going to do black on the center piece as well. So maybe I'll just leave that one. These I'll have to buy new tank pads if I want them. We'll see how the graphics come out. So that is the, at least, oh, and we've got a Buick windscreen, which really makes for a really large, if I get on this bike, that windscreen is huge. People would complain that the stock one that came to here was too low. So this brings it right up. And I mean, you've got a whole shield to your helmet. So it's really quiet riding this bike, which is nice. It is, it really is pretty high though. It takes a little bit of getting used to go, wow, that is a high. I'm used to riding a naked bike that doesn't even have one. So maybe that's my problem. Other than that, these bikes are pretty basic. Suspension's fully adjustable front and rear. That's great. There's really nothing else. There's no cruise control. There's none of the, crazy different features like that. No big TFT display. It seems a bit more basic from that perspective. But that is what we're starting with. And I will update this with a ride review. And then we'll do a full detail on replacing these fairings and tank and all the extra components that make up the new color scheme. And for now, that is the VFR1200F. Boom.